So it is currently technically Wednesday, November 9th. It's about 3:30 in the morning. I got back from lab a little while ago. And so this video is for Tuesday, November 8th. And oh boy, I'm tired. Lecture was pretty cool. We discussed multitracks. And it was pretty neat seeing the history of them and actually get to look at them because, you know, with all the computer stuff, like, I mean, more consumer-based things are obviously going to be more on the computer. And so you think recording, oh, well, you record into a computer. No, you don't. You normally in the big studios, you'll have part of it, well, not part of the mix, but you'll record one mix onto analog and then the same mix onto digital, so you'll have your analog and digital versions of it. And they'll be just the same, but they'll sound different because analog does things so it sounds better, you know. Yeah, but no, it was pretty cool learning about all the analog stuff. Like, we talked about the different heads and how the tape is made and what the different little parts are on top, and you know, your standard speeds, and we looked at the control units for the multitracks. So it was pretty neat. It definitely was an area of recording that I've never really seen before, you know. So it was new and it was interesting, and took lots of notes. A lecture. It was pretty fun. I liked it. And we got our test scores back from the midterm for recording consoles, and I rocked that mess with 100. That's right, I got a 100 on it. I actually missed one question, and had I not done the extra credit, I would have got a 98. But that's still pretty good. It's a 98, you know. But because I did the signal flow on the back of the Scantron, I got 10 extra credit points, which bumped me up to a 100 flat because I can't go over. But I did get those 2 extra points. And I think on the next test, I think it's at the end of this week maybe, or maybe next week. No, it probably is this week. We'll probably have a quiz on Saturday. But yeah, if I end up missing some questions on this next quiz or whatever, then like the points will roll over, I do believe. So my instructor for recording consoles, he's pretty cool. His name is Ron. I like the guy a lot. Especially because he's actually been in the audio field. Like, you know, you hear that like all the Full Sail staff has to be, like, they have to have been in the industry for like 10 years or something like that. But so, I mean, you hear that, but then when they're actually telling you stories about stuff that happened, it's pretty cool because you get the sense of like, wow, like this guy, you know, they really have been out there, you know. So it was a pretty good day. I'm feeling good about the 100. Feeling really good about the microphone test that I got a 94 on. I think I mentioned that yesterday. So yeah, it's going pretty good. So yeah, we talked about multitracks, and then I came home. I took a nap for about an hour from like 5 to 6 o'clock. I woke up. I started working on the homework for microphones. So I've picked out 4 different microphones for kick drums. So far I've got the SM57 lined up for the snare drum. But I've still got many more microphones to go through it. I gotta finish it before Sunday because I'm not gonna be able to work on it Sunday. So I've got to finish it. Like, I'm gonna try to finish it on Friday. So that's when I've kind of set the due date for myself on Friday. So I'm working on that. It's going all right. Actually, I've been writing it down. I have to do it in a Word document, and then we also have to like make an Excel spreadsheet of everything. But I've been like writing down notes about the different mics that I've been picking out. So these are the 4 that I've picked out for the kick drums, and then of course I've got the 57 for snare here, which, I mean, the 57 can be used on like anything, but you know, I know it's a good snare drum sound because it has the nice transient response, but or high-end transient response. But we'll get more on that as I keep going with it. Like, you'll hear more about it tomorrow and everything. Tonight in recording consoles, This is the review night, because the next lab that I have for consoles is the practical exam. So, let's see, we have to... Gosh, there's a lot of things. So we have to be able to get sound to our headphones and open up a... So get sound in the headphones, open up a project file. Then we have to, let's see, properly use the EQ, or like an EQ or whatever. And then we have to, let's see, what's the next one? I'm trying to name them off in order as I think we went in. Next is to run the bass guitar through the compressor to get a 6 decibel reduction. Yeah, 6 dB reduction gain or whatever. 6 dB gain reduction. You have to run the snare drum through the gate to get just the snare sound. So that's 5 things. Starting on number 6, we have to subgroup all our drum instruments. Let's see. Use a time-based processor. So the two. Let's see. We had the gate and the compressor. Those are dynamics, and so we have to use a time-based processor, which means running whatever channel through the aux send, through the aux master, patch it out of the aux master into your time-based, and then back into your stereo mix. So it seems like a lot, but it's really not. It's just twisting two knobs and patching, and then picking your reverb. So that's reverb. We have to do reverb. And then we have to calibrate the console, and I think that's about it. And I think we have to just zero out after that. I think that's everything. Oh no, there's one more thing. We have to fill out a documentation sheet, and it basically looks like this. We have the front, and we have to fill out all of our channels, and we only have 24 channels. And this is the one that they gave us to practice on tonight. It looks like this. We have to fill out what all the channels are and everything. The name, the song, things like that. And then the patch bay recall, which is essentially where all your patches are. It looks like this. So you have your patching out here, and then what number of the patch it is, and then what you're going to, and then where you're coming out of, and then where you're going to. So it's probably the boring part of it all, and I've got a couple here that I practiced on tonight. You can see there. So that's about. And then also we had, and they gave us this just for fun, just so we could work on it. I think I was the only one that worked on it. But basically, this is a layout of the ASP8024, all the channels, and basically because like on digital, like on the computer with Pro Tools or Logic or whatever, you save your project file and like all your settings, all your fader settings and all your pans and EQs, everything is saved. So when you open it up, it's the same thing. With analog, when you zero out, you zero out. It doesn't remember it. Maybe on the more expensive, like bigger consoles that have the motorized faders and everything, you can open everything back up to how you saved it. But like for true like analog, like the ASP, you know, you have to document it like this. So basically, you're not going to be able to really see it, but I drew little lines where all the faders were. And then if you can see all the little lines that are in the pan, and then up here for the EQ. So that's what I did tonight. I worked on a song called Jesse's Girl, and actually, I had a really good mix going tonight. I thought it came out really well. I wish I would have brought my stack of CDs to burn it, but I didn't. You know, I just didn't think about it. But no, it was a pretty fun lab, I'd say, because I pretty much ran through everything that we have to do for the test, just one thing at a time, you know. I would say the most difficult thing is probably cross-patching and remembering what's going where. But then again, that's what this stuff is for. Well, say that's what this is for, you know. But so yeah, the only things we have to worry about for the test is this first page here, and then this last page here, the patch bay recall. So it's not bad at all. And then up here, so not only do you have to write what is on your channels, but you've got your let's see, bit depth, your sample rate, basically TC start, time code start. So it's really whenever the song starts, you write when the song starts, which this one started at like 10 seconds, and then you write when the song ends, which it was 3 minutes and 16 seconds with 8 milliseconds. It was actually 8.33 milliseconds, excuse me. But that's what all that's about. And I mean, it's kind of boring, but like at the same time, it's really cool because you can go back and like, especially with these inner pages here. So you have it for all the channels, all your IOs. Then you also they also gave us. Let's see if I can find. Yeah, here we go. You also have your dynamic processors. And then we have our time-based processors as well, which I couldn't find. We're supposed to use the M2K to get reverb, and I couldn't find the M2K on here, or the M2000, I'm sorry, is what it is. But I couldn't find it. I guess they didn't print it, or maybe it wasn't labeled. So that's the only thing I didn't write down. Otherwise, I did write down the compressor and then the gate, which, let's see, DVX. It's this one here. That was the compressor, and you just have your knobs turn different ways. And this has 4 channels, and I was only using the first channel, so that's why these are blank. It's because I was only using these. And then the gate is this whole thing looks like it, but it's actually this is separate and this is separate. So these are 2 different things. And as you can see, I had some of the knobs turn to specific places and everything. So. So this is where my snare was going to, and this is where my bass guitar was going to. So compressor and gate. So yeah, it was a fun lab. I think, like I said, I think I was the only one that filled out all the knobs on the IOs and everything. Because I was the last one left again. Like I was sitting there, and I have a pencil. We'll pretend this eraser's and a pencil, and I was sitting there and I was writing it and I was filling everything in, and I look up and I look around and everybody was gone again. So I was like, okay, guess I'm the last one left again. So I finished that and listened to my mix one more time, and I was like, all right, I'm happy with that. And I ran through everything in my head one more time, and then I zeroed out and I was out of there. So it was a good day today. I worked out ridiculously hard earlier tonight. Like I worked out from I think I got there at 10:20, and then I worked out to like midnight. So I worked out for over an hour and a half, which was redonk because this is the first night that I like sat down beforehand and actually made like a structured workout plan. And oh my god, my arms are gonna be straight jacked tomorrow. Like in a good way though. They're gonna be so sore. Like, it took some effort to ride the bike back over to building 1, because, like, I mean, I can't even describe to you how hardcore I was just going at it tonight. It was insane. So, my body is tired. Straight up. So, yeah, I came home earlier, took a nap, worked on the microphone assignment, worked out, lab, and now I'm talking to you. So I'm going to go ahead and call the video a wrap at that. Thanks for joining me tonight and checking out what we're doing in Full Sail. This is month 5, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10 maybe? Day 10, I do believe. So yeah, check back tomorrow, see what's going on with microphones and theory. Let's see, I'm not sure what we have going on tomorrow for that class, but we'll find out. It should be exciting. So I will see you tomorrow.